Welcome to the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's kissing ass and making memes, BeefLoaf. Pre-diabetic but always so copacetic and so choice, My Sock Summer. And your host, he served meat in a rocks glass, Chorizy E.
Hello, and welcome to Cork and Kerry.
Jesus Christ.
We are from the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If BeefLoaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink.
I haven't written shit lately.
If My Sock Summer doesn't know a player's name or mentions his time on the West Coast, you drink.
Yes.
If I swear or say, here's the thing, you drink. And if Josh mentions that we could have had Michael Brantley, you drink.
Oh, it's going to be a long night for y'all.
Big thank you to Goose Island,
Yes.
to Cork and Kerry,
Hell yeah.
to the White Sox, and to Southpaw, who gave us a whole bunch of shit to give away.
Yes.
Fuck yeah,
That's your
what a
first drink.
baller.
All right.
Good stuff.
Does anyone out there wear a size medium? Can anyone squeeze into a size medium? Oh, we got one right here.
Ooh, Nike. I like it.
My
Right
Sock
off the
Summer.
bat.
Let's get that. Let's
Mr.
get that
Hand,
over
put
there.
your hand down, please.
There we go. First giveaway, giving away a beautiful Southpaw shirt.
Southpaw shirt.
That is a sexy shirt.
Retro cool Southpaw shirt. Just given away at the game yesterday.
All right.
Been in my basement for 2 weeks.
BeefLoaf, happy birthday, my friend.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that applause right there. I appreciate it.
And I hear that you have a birthday request from us up here. And if you would kindly tell us what that is.
I do, because when I looked around at my three folks that are doing the podcast with me, I noticed not one of you motherfuckers brought me a gift. So I have an idea of
true.
something you could do to gift to me. So I'm asking for my three co-hosts here, provide one skill or attribute that you have that the BeefLoaf doesn't have that you would loan to me for a single day as my birthday gift. Hypothetically, loan to me for a single day. I'd love for My Sock Summer to be the first one.
I'll be
answer
the
this.
first one. So you're about what? You're 6'2", right?
Yeah, I'm like 6'1" and 5'8", something
Okay,
like
so-
that. 6'2". Well, we round up. We round
All
up.
right, so
around here, yeah.
I'm gonna give you 2 inches because I'm 6'4". So
Oh, wow.
So now you can be the tall
Wait,
guy
where?
when you're in the 108.
I just saw Mrs. Beef. He was excited about those.
Yeah,
2
I
inches.
mean,
I didn't realize.
I mean,
holy
height,
shit.
girth.
That's
whatever.
double- that's
I mean,
doubling
whatever
up.
whatever you think.
Doubling up.
That's basically double. Yeah.
I was gonna give you pounds, but then I was like, I don't know if
I
you
got
want
it.
that. You got enough of those.
I got a fair
and
enough.
and I also got you a nice little birthday gift, a shout out from Mr. Rico Suave himself, Gerardo, on the internet today. Like, how fucking crazy is Twitter? I mean, seriously, like this man, I don't know where he lives, but I figure it was like really early in the morning, so he's just coming down off a cocaine high, or he's just waking up to take his kids to their, Catholic school or something. I don't know. I don't know what it's
Could be both. You never know. Could be
Might
both.
be.
But yeah, that was wonderful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so
I
happy
appreciate
birthday.
it. Thank you, my friend.
Would you like my gift?
I would
I'd
love
say I'm your
yours,
brother,
dude.
so I know a
Yes.
lot more about you.
You do, yeah.
And I know that you were born with a condition that has been since eradicated in the United States, but it was a condition called 1980s long ass. And if you guys aren't familiar with this, it is when your ass is really long and flat, almost non-existent. So not a juicy double like the rest of us are born with. So you get to borrow my ass for a day. Wow. You get to walk around with my peach of an ass for a day. That's my gift to you. You're welcome.
I appreciate it. I don't even know. I got to find a good place to go out if I'm going to have your juicy ass on me. You know?
It's crazy. That
I'm not used to having it.
You were born in the 70s, but
I was,
you
yes.
got something that was from the 80s.
Very odd.
80s long ass.
It's very odd.
It happens.
Asthma and no ass.
Really gifted I am. Got a lot of things going for me. I don't know if you guys noticed. How about you, Josh?
All right, so I think mine, because you have such great ideas, and this is how it always goes when we plan events together. I'm going to give my producing abilities to you because you have all these great ideas, and then you directly look at Chorizy and I, and you don't say anything, but you are saying everything. Great idea, guys. How about you pull it off?
You do it.
You do all the work. I do nothing because I am the face of this production.
He's the nose.
He's
of
the nose in the mouth.
It's the nose.
I'm the face.
It's just I don't have the. You're right. I don't have the know-how. Like I don't, and then I'm like,
That's bullshit.
I don't know if I'm too lazy to learn or just like.
That's what it is.
You know what? I was thinking about it while watching Treasy set up everything here, and I was thinking, I could set this whole thing up, except it would take me 4 hours, and it took him 13 minutes. So like, you don't really want to work with the gestation period of me trying to learn something. It's better off that you people that know how to do things just do them.
Got it.
Well, and I told Treasy on the way in. I said, just tell me what you want me to do, and he told me absolutely nothing to do. So I just stayed out of the way until he said, hey, go put that up over there. Go
You
do
did
that.
a good job of it too.
I have to do that.
I told you to get the chairs. We got 4 chairs. Perfect.
We got 4 chairs. I did it. I succeeded.
Ban 1,000.
Perfect job. Josh, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. It is a beautiful night here at Cork and Kerry, and it's been a long time since I've been at this place. Last time I was here was for the Southside Irish Parade. So I remember walking in through the front door, and as I was coming out to the patio, it was like, oh, I've been here. And then I don't remember how the rest of the day went. So I'm sure a lot of people have those same type of experiences here at Cork and Kerry. And I think it's perfect for this live event with Goose Island and From the 108.
I was 15 the first time I went to the Southside Irish Parade, and I went to a bar, not this bar.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
it wasn't this bar.
It was going to be a good story then.
I was definitely in a bar around here. It was not this one. I can tell you it was not this one.
Who'd have thunk it? You don't look your age.
You know, that's how you look this way.
That's mean.
My Sock Summer, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. And I just want to express how happy I am to be back on a live microphone and in a live venue. Like, we haven't done this since 2020, and it was at
20. Was it?
It
Yeah,
was
January
2020, and it was at
January.
Reggie's, and it was fun. And I'm glad that Goose Island has brought us back out here. I'm glad that Cork has welcomed us here and has been very nice to us. It hasn't been that long since I've been here. It's only been since Saturday. I missed it, though, so I'm glad I'm back. I was telling these guys, I was waxing poetic at that bar. I was like, this is just great. Like, I forgot what it was like to get drunk on a Saturday afternoon when I have lots of responsibilities at home. And it was just great. It was a fun time. So,
And I forgot what it was like to drive a drunk My Sock Summer home on a Saturday afternoon. It was wonderful. I did miss it. I did miss
well,
it.
I mean-
Other than you almost getting the door of my car ripped off.
well, hey, listen, I thought they would slow down. They didn't. They didn't. But no, I'm great. This is going to be fun. I'm glad that we're all here to just share in this together.
Yeah, it was great to be here on Saturday. It was one of those things where I was like, I don't remember the last time I was in Cork, and then we walked in, and then like the memories flooded back, all of which I can't talk about. My wife's right over there,
Right.
You know, of
course.
But we'll talk about them later when I'm not on a huge microphone. On a microphone. So,
Tracy, how are you doing?
yeah, I'm doing good. I've seen a lot of people arguing on the internet today
About what?
about the Bears moving or something.
Oh, jeez.
As someone who lives very close to where the Bears play and never goes to a game, I'm fine with them moving. I will say I do not want the Sox to move there, but I want the horse track back. Like I used to go to Arlington for the horse track.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
Arlington was fun.
bring the horse track to where Soldier Field is.
Oh,
build a
man.
casino next to it.
Attaboy.
Let's do that.
boy.
I will take that. They will make way more money off of that.
What a family vacation. You go to the Field Museum, the Adler Planetarium, the Shed Aquarium, and then at night,
Daddy loses all of your college money on,
need something
on the
for
horses.
Dad.
Well, no, that's a
too.
good point. You lower
Come
the
on.
gambling age to like 7 or 8, and then you can
Oh,
the whole
yes.
family can get involved. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I like this.
That's
all.
right.
Betting lines and
Math,
horse-
probability.
Yes.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
love all of
absolutely.
this. I love all of this. We need to do this. Let's get in the investment group.
Yeah.
Start the GoFundMe.
Let's just stop the blog now. Stop the podcast. Let's just figure this out.
Concentrate our energy.
Let's
The
get the
blog-
let's get the ponies down there.
The blog will fund our buying party for this.
right.
All right, guys. We just had a series against the Rays. We're gonna do some baseball talk. Is that all right?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
that's
do it.
right.
Yeah.
I know we don't usually get into baseball, but
Who cares?
so we just had the Rays in town. Took 2 of 3, which was quite impressive against the
Yes.
Rays. They're a very good Rays team. Shut them out one game. So we lost 5-2 the first game. Then it was 3-0 the next game, and then an 8-7 game that really didn't need to be that close. But then ended up being just that close.
Yes.
Yasmani Grandal walks it off. Not a walk-off homer, but good enough. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And
Single.
And so I just want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on the games, and then one positive and one negative from the series, and we'll start with BeefLoaf.
Oh, great. So the series overall, I thought it was going to be a playoff atmosphere, and when we were there on Monday and Tuesday nights, it really was. I mean, it felt like the stadium was packed. You could barely move. Everyone's packed in there. The left field bleachers are out of control right now. There's just shit going on over there. There's cup snakes flying and things exploding out there, but it's a great atmosphere.
People
And
yelling.
Even after the game, like on Tuesday night, we were walking down the ramp. People were chanting and yelling.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even remember the White Sox being like that kind of almost ever in my lifetime. Like where you're walking down at a random game in the middle of the season and you have that kind of environment. So it felt like a playoff atmosphere. The White Sox aren't at full strength right now.
No.
But they played good enough to beat the other team that's kind of competing with them for the best record in the AL. So I'm incredibly impressed. As far as a positive, for me, it's Dallas Keuchel. I was worried about Dallas Keuchel because early in the season, Dallas Keuchel looked like early 90s Larry Bird, where he's like laying down and his back is all fucked up, and he's like throwing one strikeout per 9 innings. And but now he started to right the ship, and on the start on Tuesday night, he just looked terrific. I mean, he looked totally in control. He was getting soft contact. He was getting the 4 or 5 strikeouts we're used to him getting. I mean, he just looked like vintage Dallas Keuchel. And I think in the dog days of summer, it's going to be important that he fills that role, because I don't know how long the Carlos Rodon thing is going to last. I'm skeptical. I don't know how long Dylan Cease is going to, before he turns into a pumpkin again. So I think we need the return of Dallas Keuchel, and he's back, and he really showed up against a good team. And the Rays are the type of team where they don't have a set lineup. So, like, okay, you slide in a pitcher, and if they have good matchups against them, great. They have the lineup where they plug in all the guys that work best against you. They have an interchangeable lineup. And so, like, you saw it from Monday to Tuesday. They flipped over 4 or 5 lineup spots to match up against Dallas Keuchel. Didn't matter. He dominated.
I love it. Give me a negative, though, because I like you to be negative.
Oh, man. My negative, I don't even got to look at my notes. My negative is Cody Hoyer. I would say that Cody Hoyer could get back to his normal state if you just follow me back on Twitter. Ever since he unfollowed me on Twitter, he's been fucked. I mean, it's I don't know if it's correlated. I know it's correlated, but I don't think it's causal. Maybe it's causal. It could be. So, I mean, he's throwing gasoline on the fire. It's tough to watch. I mean, like I really enjoyed him last year. I mean, he came out of nowhere, and it was fun to have those bullpen arms like him and Matt Foster just kind of pop up. Yep. You weren't expecting them, and they were awesome. And then this year, he's just been dreadful. I mean, like I think he's close to being demoted.
It's so fun to say his name, though, right? Cody Hua.
Hua, yeah.
Yeah, you do it so good.
Cody Hua.
This feels like when you have like 2 friends that are breaking up,
right?
Like Beef and Cody having a spat just feels awful. Like I don't know whose side to take. I really don't.
What do you mean? My side.
No, I don't know.
I mean, we want them to get better.
I don't know.
We're brothers. What the fuck?
This is tough. Josh, how about you, man?
I mean, first of all, I'm impressed that BeefLoaf has notes, and he's got paragraphs of notes. I am very underprepared for this show. I don't know what it is,
Josh,
but it's like when I come
buddy.
here and I come on your guys' show, you got like pages of notes. Like, you don't have to be that prepared.
I always like to be prepared, just in case. I don't know what you.
He's a Boy Scout, Josh.
Here's the thing. Teresi throws these things at us. I don't know who's going first. If you guys go first and steal my main idea,
Mojo,
I'll be fucked.
You have
backup,
multiple main ideas.
Absolutely.
So you can do this, but you can't plan out events.
No, I
No,
can't.
you can't do
Got it. All right.
You didn't read any of this. It's all gibberish. That's wingdings. That's not even real letters.
I can read it. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, before the series, these 2 teams on paper were evenly matched. The only difference was that the Rays hit more home runs than the White Sox, where the White Sox offense is more reliant on contact at the moment until they get Eloy Jimenez back and Luis Robert back, and hopefully that power comes with them. In this series, the White Sox won, but the run differential between the 2 teams was just 1 run. And it was a very evenly matched series. And I have a feeling these two teams are going to square off again in October. My feeling was that the Yankees and the White Sox were on a collision course this season, but that has changed because I don't know what the hell's going on in the Bronx. They've got a lot of problems right now in New York, but I feel like the Rays and the White Sox are clearly the two best teams in the American League. We'll see. The White Sox will see them again in August. They'll go down to St. Petersburg, and I expect that both teams will face each other in October. My positive is that the role players continue to step up. You know, it was Danny Mendick that had the big leadoff double in the 9th inning. He didn't score, but that's a great moment for him. It was Ryan Burr that had the responsibility with the 10th inning, and everybody is biting their fingernails off and thinking, this is a stupid idea. Why is the $54 million closer, Liam Hendricks, not pitching right now? And Ryan Burr, I thought, did a terrific job to make sure that the Rays didn't score.
Yep.
And that has been the theme for the White Sox this season. Is one theme is the starting pitching is elite. They're the best starting pitching staff in all of Major League Baseball. And the role players, no matter how you look at them and what their past playing experience has been, they're playing out of their minds at this moment. And Brian Goodwin got cut by the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates are going to have a top 3 pick next year. He couldn't make the field for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He puts a White Sox uniform on, and now he's hitting. And he got everyone in Pittsburgh like, what the hell is this?
I love Brian Goodwin. He's Team BeefLoaf for sure.
And then, of course, Adam Engel continues to improve. Everything seems to be clicking for the White Sox with the role players, and that's great because they will still need to carry the load until Eloy Jimenez comes back. The negative, I know Beef mentioned Cody Hoyer. It is the bullpen right now outside of Liam Hendricks. It just lacks consistency. One night they look terrific, or even inning to inning. Evan Marshall gives up the lead. He comes back in the 9th inning, and he looks completely different. He looks great in the 9th inning. He has a big moment, but he couldn't hold the lead in the 8th inning, pissing off a bunch of bettors that had money on the White Sox. So for the White Sox right now, it's just the lack of consistency in the bullpen outside of Liam Hendricks. I don't know how you fix that, but that's something that nitpicking for this roster construction for Rick Hahn, that's something he may need to look to as far as trying to find outside help, is to get someone that could help with the consistency issue with the bullpen outside of Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, that's great. You guys took all the good stuff. I don't really have anything left to say. Positive thing is just the Sox resilience, like continually come back to win those games. Where like I felt like years before they would have folded like a house of cards.
Yeah, 2016.
That definitely would have just like said, you know what? No, we don't want to go out there and try to win.
My Sox summer laying down metaphors. I love it.
Well, hey, that's what we're really good at. 80 grade metaphors here in the 108. Negative, Loaf touched on it. Josh touched on it, but the media did not touch on it. No one said this was a playoff-like atmosphere in the media, I don't feel like. When we play the Yankees, everyone's like, this is like playoff-like, this is playoff-like. And they didn't say it with the Rays.
Yep.
And then we didn't get on ESPN. We have like two of the greatest teams in baseball. It's not a late-night game. It's not broadcast across the nation. And it's like that's kind of what's, I guess, a little wrong with the baseball thing, because this is quality baseball, but because they're not in big markets, it's not going to be seen by everybody. And that to me is somewhat sad. So hopefully, going forward, we'll get more of these.
That tiny Chicago market, they just underestimate.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying though, because we're not the big team in the market.
No.
So they're gonna overlook that.
And I feel like another negative too was the Cup Snakes finally entering the field of play. That was a pretty bad negative. It's like everyone has talked about, don't tell people how to fan. But when you're throwing cups on a field in the 8th inning, it's not. That's
was
not
the 9th,
good.
right? Because it was.
I
think Hendricks was out there, and we've already seen what a delay can do to Liam Hendricks. We shouldn't try
like to be
and add
disturbed
more
at all.
delays to what he's doing.
The don't tell people how to fan with the Cup Snakes thing, though, I don't agree with that, because when it breaks and explodes all over a bunch of people,
Right.
I don't think they bought in on the seat to get everyone else's backwash all over them. I don't think that was part of the plan.
It's like going to a Gallagher concert and being in the front row and getting watermelon squirted all over you, and you had no idea watermelon was going to get squirted all over you. I'm just saying. I was going to use another analogy.
It's actually
but
the
we're
opposite
around
of
people that I
but-
don't necessarily know if I could use that analogy.
Wow.
Hold that one to yourself.
I'm going to
Hold
keep that one to
yourself.
myself.
To piggyback on what My Sock Summer said, just looking ahead to the ESPN Sunday night schedule, because this is starting to become a louder drumbeat, not just for folks in the south side of Chicago, but for all of national media on who is picking these national broadcasts right now for ESPN and Major League Baseball. We're going to have back-to-back weekends where it's the Red Sox and Yankees. Does anyone give a damn outside of the Northeast of the country with the Red Sox and Yankees right now? Like, that's a fourth-place team and a second-place team. And it's more Alex Rodriguez talking about his Yankee days. No one cares.
Jesus.
No one's going to be watching that.
It's helpful, though, for Alex Rodriguez to know what he's talking about.
Why do I
So,
care? Why do I care
kinda
about
rare.
So one of the 3 teams he's aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
why is the Minnesota
Yankees-
Timberwolves owner talking about baseball?
Maybe we'll get some J-Lo stories, though. So, you know, I never know.
Invite Ben Affleck. There you go. I
There
want to
you go.
broadcast
Benefit?
with Alex
Yeah.
Rodriguez, Yankee, Ben Affleck representing the Red Sox. Let's do it.
Jose Canseco.
That's 10 million people watching that broadcast.
I'd watch that one.
Absolutely, you would watch
I
that.
feel like they have some things to talk about.
Absolutely.
A few.
a few things to discuss.
One thing you guys didn't mention though was Timmy had an incredible series.
He's having an incredible month.
Timmy was, I think he was 7 for 11 in the series. So that's the Tim Anderson I know and love, and I can't
there's
wait
no
to see
question.
more of that tonight. One thing was definitely a negative is I have no idea where Yohan Moncada is.
He has a cold.
I love Yohan Moncada,
Sniffles.
but he's disappeared from the earth at this point. So I don't know if has anyone been to Northwest Indiana? Can you tell me
Right.
what's going on with Yohan
Hooters in
Moncada? Have you
Maryville?
seen him?
Yeah.
Have you seen him? Is he in the lineup tonight?
He is in the
lineup
lineup
tonight.
All right,
Yes.
he's
All
back.
right, so he's back.
He's back.
He's back.
That's what I like to hear. The guy I'm really worried about though is my guy Yerman.
oh,
Yerman can't hit the ball anymore, which is important because
No.
that's kind of the only thing that he's supposed to do.
As a DH, you're the designated hitter.
Yes.
I'm not really good with baseball terminology, but I feel like if you're designated to hit, you need to hit.
And for a while, he had it all in the hips.
Yeah.
It was all in the
Yeah.
hips. All in the, and now I don't see it, and I just want to see Yerman. I feel like I'll get to this later, but I'm feeling a Yerman comeback. I'm feeling a Yerman comeback.
Oh, man.
I'm
Wow,
feeling it.
you and I are very different because I told you a month ago that Yerman Mercedes is going to end this season hitting 250. You looked right me in the eye and say, I don't believe you.
I know
You are wrong.
I still don't believe you.
And we are making that trek real quickly here.
We will be there on the last day. He'll be hitting 230, and I will
Charlotte.
still be yelling at you. He just needs to go 75 for 76 today.
Okay,
and he
yeah.
will get there.
You know, Treasy, I was hoping you'd bring up Yerman because I didn't want to butt in on My Sock Summer, but he spent like a half hour in our last podcast talking about how he thought Yerman would be the guy pushed out as guys start getting
I
healthy.
did.
And, you thought, and then you don't mention he's 0 for 12 with 30 strikeouts
I don't
in
give
this,
a shit.
in this series.
We're here drinking
that was
beer.
a negative to you?
I mean,
Oh,
He's already killed him up.
What are you gonna
He's
do?
already killed him
it's
up.
dead to him,
He's-
right?
yeah.
It's
Done.
dead to him.
He's dead to me.
Okay.
He's
All right,
dead to
that's
me
fine.
now. Yeah.
Speaking of dead to my suck summer. See, so we're batting around. What are we going to talk about for this? You know,
Yeah.
and out of left field, truly out of left field, my suck summer just goes, "What the fuck is Raymond the Ray?"
Yep.
And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then he explained to me that this is the Rays mascot.
The Rays
So
mascot.
Raymond the Ray. So I looked it up. I did
Yep.
an image search for Raymond the Ray. If you do this, it's mostly Ray Romano. But there are some pictures of the mascot. And so the mascot is like this blue kind of furry thing that looks like it has the mumps.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a good
Wears
look.
his hat backwards.
And
Yep.
Yep.
it seems fairly non-offensive to me. It seems like a stupid mascot, but that's what mascots are.
Right.
My suck summer's upset about this. So I'm gonna put my mic down. I'm gonna listen to
I
you.
mean, I
tell
just
us
don't
why you're
understand why you have a team called the Tampa Bay Rays and your Ray is not a mascot. Why would Ray not be your mascot? It just seems so easy, right? Like, I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna explain what Raymond is.
But wait, I want to know what a ray would
A
be.
devil ray, like a little stingray, the thing that killed Steve
But
Irwin.
they're like this. They changed that
around
though.
out there. What are you
They
worried
changed
about?
it. They're like sunshine rays now.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. No,
They changed it.
Well,
Like only like 12 years ago.
Okay, but that's not a mascot.
Well, yeah, it is. Jackie Moon had
Stupid.
that mascot.
what has he been taking stupid pills? And what is going on?
I don't know
tonight?
what he's talking
I don't
about over
understand
here.
this.
I
If
think
you're
that's
lucky, it's
made up.
not your birthday.
All right,
Cheesy.
lay it on me.
All right. So anyway, this is what Raymond is. He's actually a sea dog, which I don't know what that means either.
Okay.
The official bio states that Raymond was born somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico. He was caught by the scouts when he climbed on their boat and was promptly invited to become a mascot and entertain the children. So what was an uncomfortable situation before, because we don't know what the fuck this guy is because he's a sea dog, now has been taken out of his homeland, put in front of people, and forced to entertain fucking children. And as a father of two, I know how asshole-ish children can be. And I'm just like, this poor guy is from the Gulf of Mexico, has been stolen away from his country, his homeland, and is forced to entertain kids.
That's the story of America.
Now, not even, like, we're going to go one more. They have another little mascot there. And his name, and I know this is going to be very, very hard for the BeefLoaf family, they also have DJ Kitty, okay, who's I'm assuming is yet another rescue cat that the scouts found and promptly invited to come out and spin records for the kids. I don't understand this.
Is this? Words cannot describe what I am looking at on my phone
quite a
right now.
look.
at
Those
DJ
are-
Kitty.
That's pretty.
That
Yeah,
is-
Google him up. It's really goofy looking, right?
You
So
know,
anyway,
it would be so Tampa Bay Rays if they just went to mascot shopping and just picked the mascots that were on the clearance rack and decided we're putting Rays gear on these guys.
they found him in some guy's old storage locker, and then they're like, "Let's throw him on the field."
You got to
there.
credit Andrew Friedman for that.
See,
legacy
I think we've gotten to the bottom of this.
What?
You sold these mascot costumes to the Rays on eBay, and they underpriced you, and then you saw how valuable they are once they put the Rays gear on.
It's a bad idea.
I got it.
From the get-go, but then the backstory makes it even worse. That they just pulled him out of the ocean and it was like, go entertain the kids.
I mean, and that's what
Big,
happened to me.
goofy, hairy fuck.
Oh my goodness.
I just showed people pictures here.
Yeah. Oh my. Is that,
This is Cinco de Mayo Raymond.
yeah. I'm not a huge fan of that.
I was gonna say, I don't appreciate that look. As you might imagine, I might not.
All right.
Why is it? Manatees are huge in that area in St.
Right.
Petersburg and Tampa. They should have picked a manatee. But honestly, no other team would buy this. So my conspiracy theory is that Raymond the Ray exists only because he was the cheapest mascot suit
On the rack.
on the rack, and the Rays decided this is our mascot now.
Well, I mean, you even told us that they're platooning him with DJ Kitty. So yeah, it's total Rays.
Righty lefty matchup type thing. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm
Am I-
in now. I'm in. Count me in. I'm in on this now. I like these mascots now.
You
Good
do it?
combo.
You want to give some stuff away
You
when
wanna
it's next
do it?
summer? Yeah, let's do it. Let's give
I'm
some
gonna
stuff
have
away.
I'm gonna have
Need
two guys
some-
that I know that listen to our podcast come up here.
All right.
They're right here. Come here, Zach and Kier. Come on over. Brother versus brother. It's gonna be fun.
What great flow and mustache on this.
Ramsey, I'm
What
sorry.
what
Oh, no,
combo?
You can't look at the art. You can't look at the. These are answers. This
You're doing
is
trivia.
We're gonna do some 108 trivia.
Is it 90s porn?
Okay. No.
Mostly.
Is it?
Gianna Michaels,
Careful,
first
there's a
answer.
little step. Zach, who's older, BeefLoaf or Chirizi?
You got to hand him the mic.
This is a dangerous question. I'm just gonna go off the beards, and I'm gonna have to say Chirizi's older.
Here.
It's Mr. Delicious.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday.
Thank you and fuck you.
1 point Kier.
Zach knew that. I know Zach.
He's tanking this competition already.
Matt Ramsey, who called the 108 tourney a stupid fucking idea?
A lot of people.
That would have to be Star Wars Master Chirizi E.
Score another point for Kier.
Matt Ramsey.
Matt Ramsey. It's Sherwood. Which player gave away opening day tickets to two lucky 108 fans in 2017 for growing a mustache?
That's a deep cut.
That's a
That's a
tough
deep
one.
cut.
I think it's a tough one.
Think of great mustaches on that team, though.
2017.
The 2017 team.
I have no idea.
For the steal, Matt Ramsey.
Tyler Saladino.
Oh yeah, that's 3, baby. And I think that's it. I mean,
Clean
you had
sweep,
you had
baby. Look at him.
3 out of 5. He just killed him. Sorry.
What does Matt Ramsey win, man?
He can win whatever he wants. What do you want to win?
Ooh, wow.
Oh wow.
Keep moving up.
It's a
All right.
potpourri. Pick whatever he wants. I love that.
He's gonna dig into his sack and he's gonna give you something nice.
I love it.
So hey,
All right.
Take it out. Play with it.
So fellas, kind of a big series starting tonight.
Ooh, you're damn right.
We're gonna watch this game together. We're gonna maybe have 2, 3, 12 beers.
And shots of Fireball, please.
Oh God! All right,
It's my birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank
The Astros are. We're going to Houston to play the Astros. BeefLoaf, give me the pitching matchups, and then let's talk a little bit about this series.
That sounds great. So here are the probables according to Daryl Van Schouwen, and this is from I guess this is from yesterday, because depending on the site you went to, there were TBD for Saturday and Sunday, so there's some guesses in here. Tonight, the White Sox have Dylan Cease going against Jose Urquidy, and then tomorrow night we have Carlos Rodon against Luis Garcia. And yes, I'm sure you probably have never heard of either of those pitchers. And then Saturday night, the White Sox have Lance Lynn on the hill, and he's going against Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez, big BeefLoaf guy, love him. And on Sunday, we've got Dallas Keuchel going against Lance McCullers. So out of the Astros starting pitchers, only on Saturday night do they have a lefty going. Framber Valdez, he actually got hurt in spring training, broke his finger, and wanted to pitch through it. And they offered him surgery, kind of end his season. He decided to rest, and now he's back in there.
Yeah. So these are good pitchers, despite maybe you don't know them
You
very
never,
well.
you never heard of most of these guys.
Everyone that's coming against us are good pitchers, but the Astros hit. That lineup is ferocious. And I think Bregman is probably out for at least a couple games. Is that probably the series?
He's definitely out tonight. I haven't.
Did he go IL? He just
He did go on the IL.
That's why we have Aloha Mr. Hand right there.
He's got his
to
finger
fill
on the
me in.
pulse,
He knows
baby.
what's going on.
It's amazing. You guys have production assistants that also come on the road.
We don't know anything. Hopefully they do.
Even with Bregman out, that lineup is incredible. It's a lineup that's just crushing the ball, and that's going to be something that we need to be nervous about this series, especially tonight. I think if we're worried about Dylan Cease, he's a little bit of a head case. We know this.
He can be.
This is
yeah.
a team that could get to him. I'm a little bit worried in that scenario. But I want to talk to you guys about what you think the keys to the games are, or the key to this series. And I'll leave my Suck Summer for a moment. But we'll talk to
Gather yourself.
Josh, we'll check in with you first on this one.
Sure. So the keys for this series is going to be on the White Sox offense, because as you mentioned, Chirizi, Houston's offense is terrific. They lead the league in scoring. They have the most runs in Major League Baseball. And another thing that's really intriguing that jumps off the page is that their strikeout rate as a team is below 20%. They're around 18.5%. That is by far and away the lowest strikeout rate in all of baseball. So for the White Sox starting pitchers in this series, they're facing a team that makes a great deal of contact. And this is a team that not only makes a great deal of contact, but they also hit for a lot of power. So this is a far better lineup the White Sox starters are going to face in the Houston Astros than they did against the Tampa Bay Rays. They will need support. So this is the weekend for the White Sox offense to really step up and try to score 4 or 5 runs in each of these games. Because if the White Sox starters go out and they're throwing 6 or 7 innings and they're giving up 3 runs, you have to take that type of production from your starting staff because of just how good this Astros lineup is. So I think for me, if the White Sox are going to win this series, the offense definitely has to step up. Jose Abreu needs to step up. He's having a very slow month of June already. He's hitting below 200. He only has 1 home run this month. Ymer Mercedes definitely has to step up. And look out for Yasmani Grandal. He is still pissed off about 2017, in which he lost out in a World Series ring to a team that cheated. So I am predicting a revenge series from Yasmani Grandal this week.
Ooh, I like that.
And he's going to be my pick to click tonight. I'm already skipping ahead as far as in the rundown because I know my Sox Summer has a lot to say.
Oh, tons.
So I'm trying to get out of his way. I'm his opening act here. But that is the key to the series is, for me, the White Sox offense. Can they keep pace with the Astros offense?
I just want to see tonight, I want to see Dylan Cease start off this series with just being a monster and just coming out there and shaking off that negative or that narrative that he can only beat bad teams. And I just want to see him go out there, and I want to see the Sox give him the run support. I know that they scored a lot of runs against the Rays, so let's just keep going and keep it happening. So that's a big.
Can I ask you a follow-up question about Dylan Cease? Because you do bring up a good point. What if he does struggle tonight? How do you feel about Dylan Cease if he can't get out of the fourth inning?
The last time we saw him do that, he pulled out of it, and he fought through it, I felt like. Right? Wasn't it? I mean,
so I think I want to, if I want to see something, is I want to see him actually struggle a little bit or get a couple bad calls from the ump and then get past it. Because I think when you saw in New York, when he was in a big time game, and he got a couple bad calls that he didn't like, and then it just kind of fell apart on him. Like he couldn't recover from that, and that's going to happen all the time when you're a pitcher. Like that's especially against good teams, especially against teams like the Astros who are patient and who are going to make you pitch, and they're going to take pitches that are close. Like you're going to miss on some of those because you're not Greg Maddux. You're still Dylan Cease, so you don't get all those calls. So I need to see him have some of that happen and then bounce back from it. If he gets out of his head for a couple innings and has to be put out in the fourth, I'm right back in my opinion that this guy's a bum killer.
Yeah.
And that concerns me. And that concerns me about what he's going to be for this team moving forward. Is if we get to the playoffs, is he just a bullpen arm?
I can feel like Rick Giolito's yelling at you right now.
He's
very mad at you for even bringing
we're
up
rolling out live and I can't cut that part out. Yeah, Rick Giolito will be very mad.
He's so mad.
I got to be honest. You guys are thinking small picture here. I'm going to think big picture for you. Okay. I'm going to help you out for this series. Well, here's what we really need.
The big picture guy.
Remember against the Orioles when Dylan Cease in the first inning, he whacked out Trey Mancini by hitting him with a pitch in the elbow, and then he was kind of out the whole series?
It's beautiful.
And it helped the Sox win the series?
Yeah.
I need Dylan Cease to do that same thing in this series against the Astros. And I was looking down the lineup, and as Josh mentioned, it's a tough lineup, and you mentioned it too, Teresi. They don't strike out. They've got a ton of power, whatever. I'm kind of thinking go after Yordan Alvarez. He's got a couple trick knees. Just a little knee shot, and next thing you know, he's out for the series, and give the White Sox a better chance in this 4-game series.
Jordan's the one guy that would swing at the pitch 40 feet over his head, though. Okay,
he'll also hit it out of the park, though. That's the problem, You gotta shorten them by one more, right? The White Sox are down a bunch of people. They're only down Bregman. I'm looking for Dylan Cease to come inside a little bit on someone and knock at least one player out of this series.
Do you want me to tweet at somebody to get that to Dylan? For your birthday, you want him to take out somebody's knees.
I would love it, yeah.
And yes, I don't know who that player is, so everybody have a drink. No idea. I was going to
Jordan Alvarez.
Alvarez. All right. Altuve, Alvarez, whatever.
Has someone already fed you Fireball? Because you're getting violent already.
Hey, somebody's got to pick up the crazy side. I'm slacking. I understand.
I haven't even talked about my key. That's not even a key. That's just something Dylan Cease should do.
Oh, okay. What's your key?
Okay, let's get into your keys then.
All right, so
is it a skeleton key?
It is. It is not. So along the lines of the Astros basically never striking out, and like Josh mentioned, their lowest in strikeout rate, their hitters by like a mile. They're a team that makes just a ton of contact for this time, and they also have power. So my thought is, the White Sox got to catch the ball, and I'd like for Tony to sell out with lineups that are going to catch the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to strike out the Astros like they can summarily put down the Tigers or summarily put, even with the Rays, they were able to strike out the Rays a bunch. I just don't think that'll happen this series. So I would really sell out for the defense and hope that your core players come through on offense. I mean, I think that's kind of the way to beat the Astros. The other way to beat them is get into the bullpen. Their bullpen is horrendous, and it's horrendous like the Twins, except they have one good bullpen arm, Ryan Presley, who's a lot better than anything the Twins have. So all the other guys are even stinkier than everything else the Twins trot out there. So if you can kind of get to those guys, get beyond the starters and get to that part, you got a really good chance against the Astros.
To the stink.
Yeah, innings 6 through 8 for this weekend is going to be a roller coaster. If the White Sox are down a couple runs and you're like, I'm checking out, I'm going to do some errands this weekend, I do not recommend doing that because Beef's right. Innings 6, 7, and 8 is just going to be a whirlwind of emotions for both fan bases this weekend. And it goes both ways because the White Sox bullpen continues to do what they did against Tampa. Houston can come back. I foresee a lot of lead exchanges during those 3 innings, especially this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the Astros took a competent starter in Christian Javier and put him in the bullpen because the bullpen sucks so bad. They want to just get someone in there who can get some outs.
So both of those points feed into what I was thinking is one of the keys of this series, and that is the pitchers from the Sox cannot focus on strikeouts because they need to go deep. Like they like the guy in
Deep.
So deep.
And sideways.
sideways.
Oh, yeah.
They got to go deep. Deep.
Deep.
So I want to see them. I want to see them get more ground balls and get deeper into the game because that kind of second tier of your bullpen is just underperforming. And if you get to those guys against these bats, I'm going to drink a lot. That's all I can think.
Probably
All
will
I can
happen
think
anyway,
is-
but yeah.
well, but it's gonna switch
Versus
right
what?
from this delicious Goose Island beer to just chugging bourbon, right?
Bourbon
We're gonna get nervous in that scenario. So I want them to go deep. I want them to pitch well, but the thing is, the fielding has to be there, like you mentioned, because I feel like that's something that's been happening with Aaron Bummer. Like Aaron Bummer does the things that he's supposed to do. He gets the ground balls.
Right.
The other day, me and Aloha Mr. Hand almost ripped down the fence in front of us because
The net?
the net because people were booing Aaron Bummer, and it's like he struck a guy out. They missed the ball. The catcher missed the ball, so the guy's on first. Then he gets the guy to dribble the ball to Yohan. Yohan doesn't field it, and then they score, and people are like, this Aaron Bummer guy just sucks. It's like, no, he did the things you're supposed to do. Even yesterday, he threw a double play ball. They didn't turn the double play, and a run scored, right? Turn the double play. That's what you. Danny Mendick's supposed to be this incredible fielder. You should be a little closer on that one and make the play.
Incredible.
Oh.
Incredible fielder,
No,
Danny Mendick.
I had no idea.
I think Danny Mendick is on the list of people you're not allowed to talk about.
No,
I think
because
you can say incredible.
Here's the thing, and yeah,
Drink,
I said here's the
please,
thing. If Danny Mendick is not supposed to be this incredible fielder, I don't know why he's on the team, right? Like they go get someone else.
great
Bring up
mustache.
Tim Beckham or something.
Well, in Charlotte tonight, it is
No.
Jake Berger.
No, don't even.
Jake
Come on.
Berger is starting at second base
He
tonight.
sure is.
Who's paying you and James Fox all this money to pump out?
Listen, I am just reporting the news.
because I want their number.
I'm
and
reporting.
we'll do it too.
I'm reporting
Is it
the
a
facts.
referral deal?
I'm just reporting the facts. Jake Berger is starting tonight at second
See,
base in Charlotte.
This is one of those things where I'm like, why do this? Why are you?
There,
Why are you so invested?
It smells like
in
desperation.
in White. They're like invested in White Sox Twitter blood. It's like they're like, I think people are going to argue about this a lot. We should do this dumb thing.
Hey, Andrew Vaughn's doing all right in left field, so clearly Jake Berger will be good at second base. We can put Danny Mendick in right field, and he doesn't embarrass himself.
The tendons.
We can do this.
The tendons in Jake Berger's leg are made of thin spaghetti, and
Angel hair
and you're
spaghetti.
out there
It's the
saying like,
thinnest.
let's put this guy at second base so that he could just injure himself again. I mean, that's basically what you're doing. You're just trying to hurt this poor kid. Just leave
He
him. At,
lost a lot of weight though, and
That
maybe he's
doesn't-
on the
that
Carl-
doesn't-
well,
that
maybe
doesn't
he's on
make
the
the
Carlos
tendons in your
Rodon.
legs stronger.
Hey, eat salad. Don't just eat like raw deer meat, like diet plan, and he's gonna be fine, just like Carlos Rodon.
if you
did.
told me they replaced his leg with the one that hasn't been destroyed 4 times, I would say, I get where you're going.
maybe
But
we check the
just eating
Carfax
salad
on
ain't gonna
that
help.
knee, and then we'll see where we're going. Maybe it's been fine since then. Maybe they had a total overall. It's totally okay.
Josh, is he
Understand.
actually
They have 2
hitting?
blown out
Is he
tires.
actually hitting in AAA? Or just at home and not on the
everyone
road? Like,
is.
does he have the wicked home road splits where it's like he's not really good, but the home ballpark's good?
Everybody has terrible splits in AAA.
Okay, great.
Charlotte, East Coast
so-
version of Coors Field.
Yeah,
It's a pretty sweet park, though.
It's a very nice park.
So now, as you mentioned, Josh, we're going to hear about how Jake Berger needs to come up and play second base instead of Danny Mendick. And I'm no better because I was telling Beef the other day we should go out and get Mike Moustakas. Mike Moustakas left his rehab start.
It worked for Mike Moustakas.
They said same thing. The
Worked
lower
for Travis
part of his leg,
Shaw.
no good.
Yeah, worked for Travis Shaw. Worked for Mike Moustakas. Why not? Just have big guys play second base.
Hey,
Why
Moustakas has
are you
played second base.
stereotyping big guys? Big guys can play second base.
No. I want Mike Moustakas, but then his leg fell off yesterday. So that's why what's
ruined him.
going to happen to Jake Berger tonight happened to him yesterday.
Oh, that's
Oh,
rude.
no, that's bad. Don't
Man.
say that.
Well, you're making him. You're basically going like play a position you've never.
I love
played
how this
on
conversation
franchise
started
play.
with, why is Danny Mendick on this team if he can't turn a double play?
said elite
and
fielder.
it quickly became Jake Burger hate. And I was impressed that you may
you
be
brought
one of
him
the
up.
few Aaron Bummer stands within the White Sox community.
Remaining, yeah, he's one of the few left.
Two things, real quick. One, Aaron Bummer's very good. Two, this isn't Jake Burger hate.
Why
This
do you
is
hate Jake Burger?
This is hatred of his coaches that are trying to break his leg.
It has worked with Andrew Vaughn. I can't say that with a straight face.
All right. So we got a little bit of time. We got about 15 minutes left before we're gonna kick off the game. And
If we want to go,
start.
we can go 25.
We could go 25.
We could
We'll
go
see-
25.
We'll see how this segment goes
See how it
because
happens, right?
what we want to talk about is the Astros are probably the most famous cheaters around right
Pretty
now.
much.
And I want to ask you guys about
Or
some
starting pitchers.
well, that's not cheating.
Allegedly.
Getting a good grip on the ball is not cheating. All right, batters get to have a good grip on the bat, right? So
That is an interesting point. Yes.
hey, just give them both pine tar, and then we'll be done
Yeah.
with it. So, but speaking of cheating, I want to know some shit where you guys cheated in your life, and I'm not saying Wally would be good for this segment, but that's not necessarily what I'm talking about.
We're not trying to go down that path.
That's not
That's
necessary.
where we're going, I
I'm
don't
just
think.
saying like general cheating at something, right? So I'm gonna start with BeefLoaf. I want to hear
On
from
his
BeefLoaf
birthday.
first because
Are we going to go around? Because I have several.
we
douchebag?
can go around until the game starts.
When did
But
that
I'm
happen?
going to start with you only because I'm worried that you might have some of the same ones as me.
Okay, yeah, I probably do. So the first one I had on my list, and then I'll pass it to Josh after me, is something I don't know. You have to be a gambler to understand what this is, but something called pass posting. So what pass posting is like after the game or event is over, if a sportsbook leaves the lineup, you bet it after you know what already happened. And I guess it's probably something that could get your fingers broken if you get caught by the wrong. But I've done that many times at offshore sportsbook. The game's over. Carlos Zambrano over 92.5 pitches. He threw 95. Beautiful. I'm just going to plunk the max on this whole thing.
Well, see, I think if I remember the Zambrano one correctly, I think they might have even been playing the Sox, but he was out in the first inning. And it
was actually an under,
and
yeah.
it was still a over-under on the amount of pitches he would throw. He threw like 30, and it was like an over-under 95, and like it was just sitting out there, and people were just betting, well, I think he's going to be under 95. But so that brings up one that I was thinking of. So back in the days when we would do a lot of gambling, and sportsbook.com used to do they used to do an NFL draft betting. It was live betting, and you bet on who's going to get drafted next. But this is also kind of when Twitter was kind of on its upswing, and so all the ESPN guys and stuff were on Twitter, and so Adam Schefter's on Twitter announcing the draft picks when the teams are telling the guy, like, hey, we're going to draft you next. Don't go take a shit. We're going to draft you next. And he's putting it on Twitter, and the TV's not announcing it yet. So these lines are just up of who's going to get drafted next. And for about the first 3 or 4 guys, anyone could just bet on what they already knew was going to happen. And we were hammering this, and then their site just went down. And it came back up, and like you checked your bets, and maybe half of the bets that you made were still there. We didn't get those other ones. So it was us kind of cheating, and then the book definitely cheating. So it was kind of a mutual affair there.
Nice. All right. So mine is not gambling related. This goes back to my freshman year in high school. So our best player on the football team, his name was Matt, and he was an idiot. And he was not going to be able to play the October games.
Not a Jake Burger guy either, huh?
If he didn't pass our math class. Like, it was hinging on this math class, and it was, according to him, hinging on this math test. And I was a habitual pencil tapper all my life through school. All my teachers in elementary and middle school said that I should play drums because when I get nervous or I start hyper-focusing or thinking, I get twitchy, so I just tap my pencil. So I looked at Matt. He's like, you got to pass this test. Did you study? No. All right, well, I guess you're not going to play. He's like, but I got to play, Josh. You got to help me out. Well, how am I going to help you out? Well, let me look over your shoulder. We don't sit next to each other. Oh, yeah. So now I'm working with someone who doesn't know where he sits in the damn classroom, and he didn't even study for the math test. So I asked him, can you hear when I tap my pencil on the desk? And then he said, yes. Do you know Morse code? He's like, I know of it. My dad was in the Army. All right, excellent. I tap once, A. I tap twice, B. I tap 3 times, C. I tap, 4 times, it's D. All the questions are A, B, C, D, because it was Scantron.
Scantron, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I told him, I'm going to throw you off because we cannot finish with the same score. Okay? This plan kind of works. I finished with a 91. I threw him off on 3 questions. He finished with a fucking 95 because he guessed correctly on the 3 questions that I didn't give him right. So he plays the game, and he has a great game. He was like a running back, and he ran for like over 100 yards, scored a couple of touchdowns.
Jesus.
That Monday when we get back into school, he gets in this mega fight. He throws a haymaker at a teacher, connects, knocks out the teacher, and now he's expelled. And I am sweating bullets because what if he talks? What if he tells the math teacher that I helped him cheat in the last test?
So what'd you do to him then?
I did nothing because he was twice the size of me, and he would have beat
That was
the
a
shit out of
Bridgeport
me.
question. I'm sorry.
I can't believe that Josh started the fight and then got this guy to hit a teacher just to throw him out of the school because he was nervous about getting caught cheating on a high school test, which we all did all the time. My sock summer, I'm scared to hear what you're going to say.
Listen, I had a really good story, but then my wife showed up, so I can't even. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She's not even paying attention. She doesn't even know we're up.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No,
it
the
anyways,
biggest
right?
thing that I feel like I cheated on, I can't talk about because there's a statute of limitations and it hasn't run out yet. But back younger, this was a hard question because I was like, what have I ever cared enough about to cheat? To do, and I really haven't had anything. The one thing that I could think of was we used to play solitaire and against each other. Like there'd be 4 of us and we'd all play solitaire, and whoever finished first won. And I would only flip over 1 card at a time. But it wasn't even really cheating because I just didn't know the rules very well. And
He's justifying his cheating already in this story.
I'm just saying that's how awful of a story this is because it's just like I couldn't think of something.
That's how you know he's a habitual cheater. He's like, I never cheat on anything. That means he fucking cheats on every single thing.
I did. You know
but
what?
It's okay because of this bullshit answer.
I'm not. I'm like I must be more of a nervous Nelly than Josh is because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get caught. I won't do it well. So like,
you don't cheat on the guys on eBay.
No. You know what? Hey, that's a good question because today I shipped something that was supposed to go priority for $8, but I shipped it UPS first class, sent the woman back $5 or $4 or whatever the difference was. So I didn't even cheat there. I could have cheated.
You know what's funny? This is just all you building up right now. This is you just building it up that you're this great guy and you never cheat on anything. And then I'm going to see you walking out with some of the stuff we're supposed to give away. You're going to have like bobbleheads under your shirt, and you're going to be like, oh no, I never cheat, I never steal.
100% true.
The Yohan Makata bobblehead did not make the trip, so I don't know why. But there we go.
Well, there's your story.
Bobblehead was still under the weather. The real player bobblehead under the weather.
I didn't want to bring him in the car. Cornsey gets a little upset when there's sick people in the car. We're all sharing air. We don't have your masks on anymore. That's what happened. I'm sorry. I wish I had a really good story for you.
I'm in disbelief that while you were out west, you never did anything that would be considered cheating. I mean, like not even cheating death.
I gotta start. I've cheated death several times, but we don't want to talk about that either.
So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about cheating. So we were, and I think some of you have heard this story, but I'm going to tell this story, and this is a kind of insane story. But I'm with Slim Mick. Me and Slim Mick are going. We're going out for dinner. Not dinner. It's 3 in the morning.
It's a late dinner.
We're going to San Jose to eat some tacos at 3 in the morning. And so we pull up, and trust me, there's no cheating here except cheating death. And so we pull up, and we're walking in, and this guy walks up to us, and I'm like, just hey, no thanks, whatever. And I'm like walking into San Jose.
I don't need a streetwise.
Slim Mick stops to talk to him, and I'm like, what are you doing? And so he starts talking to this guy, who is bleeding from the ear. Just to preface this.
Sounds good.
And Mick's like, hey, this guy, he was in a fight. he doesn't know where his buddy is. He needs us to drive him around to find his buddy. I was like, yeah, no, that sounds terrible. This sounds like a horrible idea. And this guy's bleeding from the ear, in case you didn't notice. And so he's like, no, we're going to take him. So we get in the car, and this guy sits right behind me. And I'm just like, I'm in the front seat, but I'm turned around looking over the thing at this guy because I'm just like, I don't know what this guy's going to do in here. And I don't want to get stabbed in the back of the neck like a scene from Goodfellas.
Or in the ear.
And so, well, yeah, he might pull something out of his ear that's already there. And so we drive him around, and he's like, you know what? I think they might have taken him to the police station. And so we're like, all right, well, we'll take you to. I was like, this sounds like a great idea. Let's take this guy to the police station. And so Slim Mick walks him into the police station, and they're gone for like 5 minutes. And then Mick comes out, and he's like, oh man, he's like, I walked that guy in there, and I'm like, hey, this guy's looking for his buddies, and they're like, hey, we've been looking for you, and they cuffed the dude immediately. And I was like, that's why that guy should not have been in the car. I was like, you still want tacos though?
Yes.
Beef, I feel like you got one to close us out here.
I mean, it's going to be weak compared to that crazy ass story. Who the fuck has that story like that?
I assume you do.
I do not. This is
He wasn't
like,
watching He-Man back in the day. He was.
I was out there.
He
Baby.
was
I
out there living
there.
life.
I was
He's
out
got to
there
have a
doing
better
stuff.
story than that.
No, this is a weak story, but it's something that I did all the time, and I actually tried to teach children how to do this cheating method as well.
Oh, excellent.
A lot of you know I played basketball. I've written blogs about it, whatever. So when I was a younger man, I was the center on my basketball team. And what I would always do was time for the jump ball to start the game. The referees always tell you, let the ball get all the way up there. I never let the ball get all the way up there. I would quick jump the thing and win the tip almost 100% of the time. And so for the 15 years that I taught kids how to play, I tried to teach kids how to do this maneuver, and not one kid could fucking learn it.
So,
You're a great coach.
You don't, no, but you know what they did love, because we coached. Believe it or not, me and Beef coached basketball together.
Yes.
Like 6th grade girls. We
Yes,
taught.
yeah.
And the one they didn't like that, but they did like what I taught them is when you're playing out top and someone goes to shoot a 3 and you go to box them out, you just give them one of these in the stomach, and you're just boxing out. You're just boxing out. They love that one. Except they love to do it to us. And I just continually got punched in the stomach. I just love to hit. Which is why I'm so swollen now in the stomach area. It's not that I ate all the pizza that's over there. It's from getting punched in the stomach. All right, we've got a few minutes till game time. I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Woo! Drink a bunch of Goose Island tonight. If you haven't got a ticket from us, come get a ticket, because there's tons of things we're giving away. It's going to be an awesome night. We're going to be here all night.
There's pizza
We're
to
going
eat.
to barely drink any beers, but probably a lot of beers. And so go get some Goose Island, and we will be out here in just a few minutes and hanging out with you guys. Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Peace.